It's that time of year again. We have to do the end of year flailing. So the grass you see here on the right hand side is only cut once a year. The only reason why it's cut really is just to generate fresh growth next year so it isn't all brown and dead. You can see this section here was actually cut very recently. In fact, it was in the drought in July, so it hasn't grown a great deal, but it's so much greener now. This clip really shows the contrast. It's actually exactly the same area, but obviously it has greened up a great deal. The GoPro actually makes this flail look narrower than what it is. It's actually a 1.5 metre flail, and this tractor is not really capable of running it, although it does a very good job with it. I'm really impressed, especially as the rated PTO power is supposed to be at least 25 horsepower, this tractor only providing 17. If nothing else, this is a really good opportunity for me to show off the capabilities of the 1220 to you. It's basically a 1993 tractor. It's got a 20 horsepower engine, 17 horsepower at the PTO as mentioned, and it's old. It's not done a great deal of work. I think it's about 1100 hours. But when it's trying to power something which is way bigger than what it's supposed to have, it's always impressive to see how it handles it. And I admit it can only actually run it in first gear, in low gear, but in low range I should say. But even so, it's still astounding how well it can actually do the job. Despite it being branded as a Massey Ferguson tractor, it's actually by Izeki, which is a Japanese brand. I've always liked Izeki tractors and their engines as well. I've always found them to be very reliable. This is actually the oldest tractor which I have. As many of my viewers will already know, I have a 1525 which is 2016. Again, it's almost the updated model, although the updated equivalent to this would be the 1520. An interesting fact for you is 2/3 of the entire weight here of the whole setup is the tractor. 1/3 of it is the implement alone. Now I'm not trying to say that it's a good idea to push your machinery to its limit, it's just very nice sometimes to see how they handle implements which are bigger than what they probably should take. Now obviously this is a very small scale and you're probably still looking at this and thinking, what is he on about? That thing is tiny. When you just consider that it is 17 horsepower at the PTO, it sort of puts it into perspective. The other thing I should note here is it doesn't have a front weight, and the flail alone weighs 350 kilograms. Now I'm not saying that any of this is a good idea, it's the way I've got it set up currently. It's not going to be doing a great deal of this work. I'm just really impressed and very pleased to see it working so efficiently. And there we go for another year. It's going to grow nice and lush again in the springtime. It will attract all the wildflowers and wildlife. It was actually full of wildlife in the spring of this year, and hopefully it'll be even better next year. You can see it's also mulched up quite nicely too, so that should rot away and do the soil a lot of good. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see you again soon. Bye for now.